August 19th, developing stories. Active weather goes with summertime. Who's going to be seeing that today and which Canadian city will get some pretty substantial, nasty cooling weather? Plus an earthquake for Oklahoma. Not the first, a very dramatic spike in activity there in the last almost year. We'll talk about the state of Oklahoma. Coming up right now, Suzanne Leonard with the team, your national forecast, looking at a rainfall warning lingering for the northern peninsula, eastern sections, Newfoundland. We had about 30 or so millimeters of rain yesterday in Sydney, Nova Scotia, about that much in Halifax. So that much to say, not much. And lots of sunshine today in most of the Maritimes. The further east you go, and then across the Cabot Strait into Newfoundland, the risk of storms lingers today and tomorrow. Largely non-severe, but some locally heavy downpours even earlier today. Lovely start today in Ontario and Quebec, meaning fair, stable weather, very low humidity, very high humidity by comparison in the state of Michigan, where early day thunderstorms really got going. And that risk of storms extends throughout the afternoon towards the greater Toronto region, towards Hamilton, towards Barrie and Orillia. The main risk of storms is further to the west and southwest. Downpours would be the main threat here, and we will see overnight storms, Toronto, and then pushing east to Peterborough for early Wednesday. Where we have the biggest risk of severe weather today is in the prairie provinces, and there's quite a robust cold front coming through. When I say cold, wait till you see that nasty temperature drop coming up. There's a lot of buoyancy to the atmosphere, a lot of instability, and those things, even though it's a lovely sunny start in many areas in the prairies, those things with the strong low add up to an elevated risk of severe storms today. Southeast Alberta into southwest Saskatchewan in particular, and that's on the doorstep for Saskatoon, likely to include swift current, that severe risk. Possibility of tornadoes today. Not a guarantee, but there's an elevated risk, so I need you to just stay extra alert. Be ready to take shelter if storms develop. Severe thunderstorm watches, southern BC. There's that potent low coming across the prairies. Big temperature drop behind it. The trigger along with daytime heating for those storms. Low pressure, fairly weak for Ontario and Newfoundland by comparison. This is not weak, though, from 22 normally to the mid-teens for Calgary. And coming up, we'll talk more about that weak earthquake for Oklahoma, but look at this. Oh, a lot of people here at the Weather Network are taking the Ice Bucket Challenge. The full story coming up. Well, maybe sunny to start things off, but yes, some showers on the way and temperatures a little up and down. Thanks, Kevin. 20 to 21 degrees out at Buttonville. Great spot to be. Flying, you want ideally some decent cloud sailings, and you certainly don't want any thunderstorms to have to deal with. Risk of storms today, Georgian Bay down towards Toronto, Hamilton, on the doorstep of the GTA. The risk of storms, timing-wise, overnight pre-dawn for Toronto, Mississauga, for Milton. And the storm advancing brings a widely scattered and disorganized massive rain. So 10 millimeters roughly for many areas, and then higher amounts if we get some thunderstorms. It's a very scattered risk of storms. This is not an organized system, nor is it likely to bring any localized flooding. So it's just not that kind of a low. You see how it kind of peters out? There's some upper level support for it, but it doesn't go very far. There's high pressure off to the north, so it's not moving very quickly. So the cloud cover is going to stick around, and that's also going to allow the slow pattern, the next storm system, to start to move in. Scattered showers, the risk is a bit up and down for the next few days. Something that is going up, and a lot of you will be very happy about that, the temperatures. The temperatures and also the humidex values. Feeling close to 30 or into the 30s for Wednesday afternoon. Here's another way of looking at it. Toronto, downtown, 22 for high, feels like 29. 24, humidex 31, that's Thursday. A little brighter, but on and off these showers, and the risk of storms is going to be going up and down. So